Welcome back, AMFishers. I'm Georgopoulos, the host of the AMFisH fishing vlog series. This video is about how to catch fish and find fish on a body of water you've never fished at. This here is a new lake for me. Found it on the map. It's actually located close to the place where I got this kayak. And you know, I've been asked numerous times through my YouTube channel or email or my social media feeds, people asking, you know, what do you do when you get to a body of water that you don't know? I mean, nowadays there's a lot of apps you can get on a phone that will help you find key spots or depths. I'd recommend that. Everyone's got those that kind of technology now with their phones. Maybe even go a little bit old school that I do sometimes is get just Google the lake, find some maps. You can find some maps that have the depth, usually details on the lake, species, deepest areas, drop-offs, that kind of stuff. So that's how I've done it my whole life. And when you get out here, that's the key thing, is where do you start? So you find your location. My dock location is just over there. So I follow kind of my map out. But the first strategy that I always use when I get to a body of water that I don't know is I fish the shoreline. And as you can see, I'm going to turn my kayak a bit so you can see behind me, and I'll turn around. It's got a lot of big Canadian slate and boulders on this shoreline, and a lot of people may not fish this type of structure, but you know, down here we're close to maybe a foot or two right by those rocks, and then there's some drop-offs, some more drop-offs out here, more structure below me as well. But cast along stuff like this. Most people may be out fishing and they wouldn't think to cast. I'm just going to keep panning around. Cast along right up to these rocks. But if you're on a lake that has smallmouth, pike, even largemouth at times, crappie, panfish, that kind of stuff, as you can see again on the camera, I got a lot of rock here, a lot of little mountainy stuff. Cast that shoreline. Because a lot of times on a calm day like this, we got a little bit of rain, we're still getting a little bit of it. Those smallmouth will be tucked up nice and close to the shoreline, maybe ambushing bait fish that are swimming around, possibly just taking a rest if the water gets a little rougher. But again, a lot of people don't know where to start when they come out to a lake, and I always recommend try the shoreline, follow a portion of the shoreline, maybe go out that bay there that I came out, and I started working myself away around that bay there. There were some weeds, caught a few largemouth, caught a few smallmouth along this rock shoal here. But you kind of just branch off. So you start here and just kind of slowly move your way around the lake and fish those spots that we all know. So as an example, on those lakes that you fish regularly and you know you catch largemouth, you know, in 3 to 4 feet of shoreline in weeds, and you see that, I'm not close to it now, but on that side there, there's a lot of weeds sticking completely out of the water. There's some lily pads, beds of reeds and that kind of stuff. That's the normal spot to try and fish. So if you do it on your regular lakes, do it on the lakes that you don't know as well. Those tips there are key ones. Like I said, you just start working the shoreline and then you'll move out. I actually just came around this corner over here, and in front of me saw this massive shoal that was coming up out of nowhere. It had a little buoy marker on it that was submerged. But those are the kind of things that you end up finding once you go along shoreline. If you're not in a kayak or in your boat, obviously, and you've got electronics, it makes it a little bit easier. If you're in a boat without electronics, it's still a little more difficult, but be cautious. Like I said, I'm probably in 7 to 8 feet of water out here, possibly a little bit deeper this way, and there was a shoal that's probably 6 inches underneath the water, and it was, you know, the length of my kayak all the way around in circumference, sitting right there. So again, that's another way to landmark structure. So if I come to this lake next time and I come out of the same area, the dock point, I may not know exactly, but I'll landmark it. So I've landmarked it at a certain specific looking rock with a big bundle of trees way up in the high point. And that's how I'm going to try and landmark that shoal. But when you get out to these bodies of water that you don't know, it can be difficult. You can get out and get skunked and get frustrated, not know why you're not catching fish. But I think a lot of us tend to miss the simple thing, which is fish the areas you fish on the regular lakes that you're at. You may just find those largemouth in the same spots that, you know, are located on the lakes that you fish at. You may find a new species, you may find a predator species like a pike or something that's in that bay trying to ambush fish and bait. So I thought I'd do this video. Like I said, I get a lot of requests for video topics, and I appreciate them. I love to get the content out that everyone's looking for, and this one came to mind because I'm on a new lake myself, haven't been here before. I don't know all the depths yet. I know a few spots, but I've pretty much learned this entire spot here, at least shoreline related. Maybe not everything in the deeper part, which is fine, that'll come in time, but visit those lakes, maybe for a season, maybe 10-15 times in one summer. You learn the lake a lot better. So if I start learning this whole area here, I can stretch out to there, I can go even further past way down there where that bridge is, and slowly but surely, it's no different than anything else. You start putting those pieces together, you start finding where the fish are, you start finding better fishing spots, and you can mark them as your honey holes, and then you just add a new lake to your fishing arsenal. So when you get out there, now you know what, I had a really good few outings last summer at that lake. Maybe I'll try that lake a little more this year, and you can have a lot of productive days. But that's how I've learned. Like I said, you can study all the maps you want, just for structure and finding spots, that's okay. But I just do that. I rely on a map a little bit just to kind of get a vantage point of where I am and where I'm trying to go, and then I explore. I have a little bit of an advantage this year, fishing out of a kayak, not my boat. I wanted to get into the kayak thing for a while, so I'm trying this, and it lets me get into a lot of that shallower water and those little calm spots that I can't get into with my boat. And I've been a lot more productive, landing a few better quality fish as well. So try that, guys. Like I said, thank you for giving me suggestions on videos you may want to see in my vlog series, in the AMFisH vlog series. I appreciate it, and I hope you found this video helpful. I'm just going to get back to a little more fishing here before this rain stops. I've had a little bit of a bite on the rain, so I'm going to continue, but thanks for tuning in. See you next time, guys.